Okay, so this handout here is going to be just kind of a brief summary of everything that I'm going to go over in the next 40 minutes or so, 30, 40 minutes. And this is basically just going to be a summary. So we'll go through, what essential oils are, why they're so effective, and then why doTERRA oils are different than other ones you might see on the market. So give me one moment. I'm just going to try to figure out. Having some, there we go, technical difficulties. Okay, there we go. So this is, again, just a summary. So this is a nice multiple page handout, and you can see that in the last page of this handout is going to be the price list. I like to give this out for two reasons. One, I don't like when I go to things like this or, come to a class and I don't know pricing up front. I like everyone to have the pricing right in front of them so that they can just reference it throughout. Again, I'm sorry that you don't have this ahead of time. I will send this to you, but just so you know, see if I can get it nice and close. As you can see, it's going to be a list of all the different oils, all the different products. So this first line here, you'll see is the retail. This is the just regular pricing that is available to anyone who orders doTERRA oils and products. Now, you're really going to want to pay attention, though, when you get this, to this center one. You can see it's the wholesale pricing in the bold. So what this is this is a 25% discount for being a wholesale customer. So this is by far the cheapest way to get your oils, and I really don't have anyone that buys retail oils just because it is such a good deal. I'll go over the how to get the wholesale pricing towards the end, but basically throughout the class, just make notes of any oils that jump out at you, ones that you might want to try. And generally I'd ask you to tick them off on here, and then I could sit with you and look at them if this was in person. But today it'll just be easier if you kind of keep a list, and then once you get the price list, you and I can work together and we can go through and see what makes the most sense. One of the reasons I like to do this is because there are bundles, there are kits that are available. So if there's something, 5 or 6 things you want, it's easier for me to look at it and say, oh, it's just going to be so much cheaper for you to do it this way. So this is basically just a wish list that you can keep track of, and it's going to help me help you get the best price possible. Okay, so the last couple handouts I'll pull up at the end, but basically we will just be working with this for the most part. Okay, so just to get started, how did I get into essential oils? I always joke that if you told me even 3 years ago that I would be teaching about essential oils, I probably would have laughed at you because I had a very unhealthy lifestyle. I was working in restaurants. I was up way too late at night. I was eating food late at night. I was drinking too much, and I was just really unhealthy, and I was sick all the time. And then I became a nanny, and I didn't maintain that same lifestyle necessarily because I was in more of a 9 to 5, but my eating habits were still horrible, the going out on the weekends. And I just got so sick my first winter. My immune system was shot, so suppressed. So I started doing Whole30, which is a lifestyle change, basically just eliminating certain foods from your diet, 30-day increments. And I really started to shed some weight and have a better relationship with food. Food really became fuel for me, not just, something when I was emotional, either happy or sad, that I would eat. So I really changed my relationship with food, lost some weight. I could tell that I was getting healthier. And then that's when I was introduced to essential oils, right around the same time I started all that. And it took me about 6 months to where I was like, okay, I'll give one of these a shot. And it was in October of 2014. And again, we were headed into that 6th season, and I was just sick of being sick. So I got a blend called On Guard, which is doTERRA's protective blend. It's rosemary, cinnamon, clove, wild orange, and eucalyptus. And it's just great for immunity. So the woman who introduced it to me, at the time had 2 young children, and she said that they hadn't had a sick doctor's visit in over 2 years. So it's like, okay, every time I get sick, I didn't have health insurance. So it was urgent care, lots of money. It was going to Duane Reade, CVS, spending, $40 or $50 on the Dayquil, the NyQuil, the Advil, everything like that. And this bottle, it's $32 retail. So it's like 40 some, 44, or I'm sorry, it's 32 wholesale, 44 retail. So I was like, for $44, I'm going to give it a shot. So I decided to start taking 2 drops of this every morning in October. By February, I didn't even have like a sniffle, a sore throat, anything. And that's when I really looked at it. I was like, okay, these things are working. This oil is helping me. At this point last year, I'd been sick 4 times, I'm sold basically. So that's when I started looking at oils for other concerns in my life. So for me, sleep was an issue. I think my years of working late nights in restaurants, and then I was having to wake up really early to be with the kids I nannied. So my sleep was all thrown off. And then also I always suffered with depression and anxiety. And I was on an antidepressant that I really did not like the side effects. So I was able to work really hard with my doctor and the oils in my diet to get myself off my medication. So I've now been off my antidepressants since November of 2015 and just been managing everything with oils. So they really have helped me in a number of ways. That antidepressant, because I didn't have health insurance, cost me about $1,300 a year. So to be able to pull out my Serenity or one of my citrus oils to help uplift, for $30 a month and not even a month. I don't go through a whole bottle in a month. It's been life-changing for me. So our move to Vietnam really gave me the opportunity to want to start teaching people about this, because they have changed my life in so many positive ways. Okay, so let's get started with a question. So what are essential oils? So this is the part in the handout here where you can see there's a picture of the leaf and then the little tiny oil sacs. So the most important thing to know is that essential oils are not herbs. Essential oils are little tiny sacs of oil that live on plant matter. So they live either on the leaves, the bark, the roots, the twigs, any part of the plant, and it's basically the plant's natural immune system. So essential oils have properties that are, antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, antispasmodic, anti-glassar, like any property that you'd find in a modern synthetically made medicine can be found in essential oils. So the oils are processed through either steam distillation or cold pressing. So I always like to pull out my lavender, and if we were in person, I would let you smell this. But 1 bottle of lavender is 250 drops. It's 15 milliliters, so it's a tablespoon of oil. And I always like to ask people if they could guess how much raw lavender it takes to make 1 bottle of doTERRA's lavender oil. So if you want to go into the chat and give me a guess, that's fine. Or I'll go ahead and tell you. So it actually takes 30 pounds of raw lavender to make doTERRA's lavender oil. So now that you know that, you can understand why they have this supercharged potency of 50 to 70 times more potent than the herbs themselves. So one of my favorite things to do, because I don't like to drink coffee when it gets later in the day, but if I have a stomach ache or I'm feeling a little sluggish, I'll just pull out my peppermint oil and I'll do 1 drop, and then I'll put hot water over it. So basically make a peppermint tea. And I'm going to get the therapeutic benefits. It would take 28 cups of peppermint tea with dry peppermint to get the same therapeutic benefits of that 1 drop. So when you look at it that way, not only can the oils be very cost effective, they can also be very environmentally friendly. There's less plastic involved, there's less packaging, there's a lot less going on. And so for just that 1 drop of peppermint, I believe it says here, it's 8 cents. So to have peppermint tea that soothes my stomach ache and helps wake me up for 8 cents, you cannot get a cup of coffee that cheap, even in Vietnam. So why are essential oils so effective? So it's really simple, actually. Our bodies are organic and the essential oils are organic. So our bodies and oils can interact in a way that our bodies cannot interact with modern medicine. So basically, it's a little hard to see. I'll get it up and close. But with the modern approach, man is producing medicines in labs. It's addressing the symptoms, but then the needs are remaining. So if you have a headache and you take an Advil, the Advil is not actively getting rid of that headache. The Advil is just covering up the pain associated with the headache so you can go on about your day. The headache is still there. With essential oils, you can see this one right here, nature produces, it meets our body's needs, and then it supports our body in healing itself. So that's where it's really important. I can never say that essential oils heal, cure, anything like that, any diseases. But what I can say is that they are going to help your body do what your body is meant to do. Our bodies are miraculous things. Our bodies are supposed to heal themselves. You know, way back before we had modern medicine, our bodies were able to heal themselves. So basically, I'll go down to this little graphic. My least favorite thing is when I go to the doctor and they say it's viral and they say, oh, sorry, just rest, you know, here's some stuff to help with the symptoms, but we can't do anything to get at that virus. And that's because viruses live in the cell, and it's true. Synthetic medicine cannot cross the barrier into the cell to attack viruses where they live. Essential oils can. Essential oils are small, again, organic molecules that are small enough to cross that oily cell membrane. They can get into the cell and attack things at the root cause. So whenever I feel a cold coming on now, I just take what I call my flu bomb roller ball. It's 5 oils. All of them are full of antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, everything, oils. And I just rub it on my feet every night. And if I am getting sick, I start taking them internally, and it knocks stuff out in a day. It's just gone. And I'm back, you know, doing what I need to do. So, point is, essential oils can interact with our bodies in very miraculous ways that modern medicine cannot. Okay, so why is doTERRA different? You can kind of see, let's see if I can fold this, maybe make the graphic a little easier to see. So why is doTERRA different? So not all oils are created equally. You've probably come into contact with more essential oils than you know. They're toxic man-made oils in many of the commercial products we use daily. So shampoo, soap, processed food, cleaning supplies, massage oils, even bubble gum. Over time, using these products create toxic overload in our bodies. So we want to avoid products with unnatural, impure fragrances. So what makes doTERRA different than all of that? So doTERRA, you can notice this right here, and then on every single bottle, I'll show you, there is a CPTG certification on every single bottle. So CPTG means Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. Let me make sure you can see that. You see, the essential oil industry doesn't have a regulatory body over it, ensuring purity and safety of every oil on the market. For example, you can go to Trader Joe's and buy pure orange oil, but on the side of the bottle, it says, do not ingest. This is really puzzling to me. Clearly, it's not 100% pure, or you would definitely be able to eat it. As an accountability measure to the consumer, doTERRA created this trademarked CPTG certification. What it means is that every batch goes through third-party testing to ensure there are no impurities in the oil as they come in for processing from harvesters all around the world. Sometimes oils don't pass the test and don't come to market until the next crop is ready for harvest. So as you can see down here, what this is certifying is that the plants have never been sprayed with anything. The soil has never been treated with anything non-organic. There are no additives, there's no fillers. The oils are tested on site when they're harvested worldwide. We source oils in more than 40 countries. They're then tested at doTERRA's headquarters, and the final testing, like I said, is at a third-party testing facility. So by the time it gets to the consumer, it has been touched many times, tested on multiple levels to ensure that there's nothing else in there but pure essential oil. I actually did not get to have my coffee this morning, so I'm going to go ahead. My peppermint, I like to do 1 drop on my thumb into the roof of my mouth. It immediately opens the airways. It just helps make me more alert. I like to add this into smoothies in the morning. A lot of studies out there showing that peppermint taken internally like that helps increase blood flow to the brain, which is why it helps with alertness. I'm gonna have a sip of my coffee now. Sorry. But yeah, so there were actually 2 oils that until recently were not on the market for almost 2 years with doTERRA. So Roman chamomile and Melissa were out of stock, and it was because they weren't meeting the standards. And it was either they weren't meeting the standards or they couldn't source it sustainably. doTERRA is very committed to sourcing sustainably. So I had really wanted Roman chamomile for a while because it's great at soothing skin irritations. It's great at upset stomach. I love that. It's great for a drop in your tea, for Roman chamomile tea. So as a consumer, it was really frustrating that I couldn't get that oil. But as the representative of the company and someone that uses these oils on every member of my family, including my dog, it gave me the peace of mind to know that they weren't just giving me something just to, make money and have it on the market. They really are dedicated to the safety and purity of these oils. So it gives me the peace of mind knowing that when I do get them, they are safe for everyone. I'm actually putting together a market right now where I'll be selling some blends, and the sleep blend I'm making is going to be diluted to the point where it's safe to use on babies as little as 6 months old. So you can use these oils on every member of the family from the moment they're born until the moment they pass. They are safe for everybody. Okay, so in the next page of this handout, again, just leave your email and I'll send it to you, is you will see so you will see that you can use oils 3 different ways. So aromatically is great because the natural chemistry of the oils interact with our body in a way that affects memory retention, and then also directly into the limbic system of the brain, which is the emotional seat of the brain. So oils are very powerful for mood enhancement or calming, anything mood and emotion related. The oils are very, very powerful when used aromatically. So one of the memory retention examples I like to use is the first time I ever smelled grapefruit essential oil, I was immediately transported to sitting in our house in Maine with my grandpa, because when I used to wake up early, we would share grapefruit. I didn't even know I had that memory, but smelling that grapefruit oil immediately transported me to being, 6, 7 years old and smelling that. Whenever I need a quick pick-me-up, I like to grab peppermint and wild orange. It's a great blend. Again, the peppermint helps with alertness, and then the wild orange, all citrus oils are very uplifting and invigorating and energizing. So I'll do those in a diffuser or just in the palm of my hand, rub my hands together and inhale that way, not touching my face because peppermint can cause sensitivity. And then there are also great oils for mood enhancement. So we have an entire emotional aromatherapy line with oils that are called like peace, forgive, console, cheer, motivate, passion. So depending on what you're feeling or what you are not feeling, so if you're unmotivated, pulling out that motivation oil is going to help get into the limbic part of the brain and help actually get you motivated. It's kind of cool. So basically, I like to do this in class, but this is the point where I usually pass out peppermint and wild orange and ask everyone to rub it together and smell, because you can really, it's a very powerful way for people to realize how powerful these oils are. But one of the cool things is that the oils don't leave a oily residue on your hand. And that is specific to doTERRA because there are no additives or fillers. If there was an additive oil or filler oil in there, it would leave some sort of residue on your hand from whatever oil they've added. Okay, so the next way is topical. So there are 2 ways to use oils topically. You can use them locally or localized. So if you have an acute problem like eczema, you can put, skin calming oils like lavender or Roman chamomile on eczema. If you have a stomach issue, you'll rub peppermint, ginger, Digescen, which is a digestive blend, on your stomach. If you have sore muscles, you're going to want to do deep blue or wintergreen or peppermint with some coconut oil or fractionated coconut oil, which is awesome because it's the fat has been removed, so it absorbs really quickly. It's great for children too. It absorbs quickly and it doesn't leave a residue, so it's awesome. It's not food grade, so you can't eat it, but it's great for rubbing oils all over your body. After sun, doing lavender, tea tree, and frankincense is my favorite after sun rub. If you have, aging, wrinkles, you can use oils, localized in the spots that you want to take care of. And then, again, with mood enhancement, so the limbic part of the brain, I love to apply oils topically to my perfume points. So on my wrists, behind my ears, on the back of my neck, because all of that is going to connect your pulse points and get that straight into your body in the most effective, fastest way. So the other way, and probably, when in doubt, this is the best way to apply oils, is to the bottom of your feet. So the bottom of your feet are great for a few reasons. 1, it's the largest pores in your body, so it's the quickest absorption. 2, it is the thickest skin, so it's the least likely to cause sensitivity. And then 3, every system in your body, so your respiratory system, your limbic system, your immune system, everything is ending in your feet. Think reflexology. so every point in your foot is connected to somewhere. So if you just take the oil and rub it all over your feet, the system in your body that needs that oil is going to pull that oil into that system to give you support. So I've been doing this a long time. So I know that the point for your lungs is on the ball of your foot. So I've always been prone to respiratory infections, pneumonia, bronchitis. And then we live in a place now where the air pollution is horrendous. So I'm applying Breathe every night across the ball of my foot to give my respiratory system that extra boost, as well as putting it in a diffuser at night so that our bodies are getting that constant respiratory support as we sleep. Okay, so the last way is internally, and this is specific to doTERRA, the CPTG. Again, a lot of oils out there that say they're pure will also say do not ingest, and that's not right. doTERRAs are safe to ingest. So why would you ingest oils? They're great for gastrointestinal trouble. So if you have a stomach ache or heartburn or anything like that, taking oils like DigestZen or peppermint, ginger, those stomach, digestive supporting oils, is great. If you want to detox, we have a blend called Zendocrine, which is a detox blend, or even just lemon. Any citrus oil will do a gentle detox at a cellular level to help start getting rid of those toxins that have built up from all the products we've been using for years. There's also a great oil blend called Slim and Sassy, which I did grab here. And this is a blend that is, it's 5 oils. So it's ginger, peppermint, lemon, cinnamon, and grapefruit. And so what these oils do is grapefruit is a known appetite suppressant. It also helps with sugar cravings. Lemon helps with that gentle detox. Peppermint and ginger will help calm any gastrointestinal issues going on with diet change. And then cinnamon actually sparks the metabolism. So putting a couple drops of this in your water throughout the day is going to do a lot to help your body and support you in either weight management or weight loss. So oils are also great taken internally for anything cellular regeneration. So I do frankincense under my tongue twice a day as part of my depression regimen, but also frankincense is great for inflammation in the body. So I use it to help with systematic inflammation. It's great for the immune system, but it also just helps keep your cells healthy. It's a great antioxidant, helps keep cells out of that oxidative state. There's also a great blend called DDR Prime, which is the cellular complex. So I take that every day as well because I have a little tumor in my foot. It's benign, but it's just annoying and it keeps me from running. So instead of going in for an invasive surgery that would, keep me off my feet for 3 weeks, I'm using DDR Prime to manage that. And I'm actually running a half marathon this fall. So it has helped a lot to manage those symptoms. So I always like to tell the story of my friend Ali Mona, who's a woman I've met since moving here. She lives in Shanghai. She has a 4-year-old named Jojo who recently fell and cut her lip open on the inside. I think like her tooth cut the lip. So what she did was she basically used the oils in every way by doing this with her daughter. So aromatically, topically, and internally. So they took little cups of water, did a couple drops of lemon, a couple drops, I think 1 or 2 drops each of lemon and frankincense. So again, lemon helps cleanse, purify, detox. Frankincense helps with healing any skin imperfections. I mentioned it in my after sun spray. I use it in my daily moisturizer. Great for just anything skin and healing. So she would do a couple drops, and every 30 minutes for like the day that cut happened, she and Jojo would do it together. They'd swish the lemon and frankincense around in their mouth. So they'd smell it. Frankincense is very calming. Lemon is uplifting. So keep her daughter in a good mood. They would drink it, swish it around. So it would be topical. They'd be getting the lemon and the frankincense all over the cut. And then they would swallow it because the frankincense, again, helps with healthy cell regeneration, and then lemon helps detox and cleanse. So by the next morning she woke up, the cut was completely healed over and the swelling was down. So you can see that using these oils in any of the ways, but especially if you can use them in every way, really helps support your body in healing itself. So basically, this is the point now where I like to go through this middle section of, here, give me one moment. So, okay. Oops, no, wrong page. Sorry. Okay. So this is where I usually like to go through and tell you about some of the most popular oils and kind of the ways you can use them in your house. So the first one that I'm going to talk about, I'll hold it this way because it's easier, is that Breathe oil, which is the respiratory support blend. So Breathe, like I said, I use this daily just because the air pollution here is so bad. It helps maintain open airways. I'm going to just put this down so it'll be easier. It helps minimize seasonal threats. It helps maintain easy feelings of breathing and clear airways. It's great to diffuse at night. It's great. I like to do the drop in my hand throughout the day. Inhale. I have a friend that was able to get off a 20-year asthma inhaler by using Breathe. It's just an amazing, amazing, beautiful blend. I also have a friend who, her daughter, she'll be 1 actually in like a week or 2, March 5th. She was suffering with some really bad coughs a couple months ago. So Casey was just putting this in a roller ball diluted, rubbing it on Abby's feet every night and then across her chest to help just get rid of that mucus buildup and help clear her airways. And it worked. The next one I'm going to talk about is On Guard, which is the protective blend. So again, this is the one that got me hooked on oils. It's great for immunity. So it supports healthy immune function, it supports healthy respiratory function, and it also can purify and cleanse the air. So if you diffuse this, it will actually kill pathogens. So if you have someone in your household who's coughing and sneezing and there are germs everywhere, this is the oil you want to be diffusing. It's amazing. You can also take this internally, like I said. You can take it in water on the bottom of your feet. This is part of my flu balm that I put on my feet every day for immune support. So the next one that I did mention a little bit before is the Slim and Sassy. So this is the one, the metabolic blend. So this is going to promote healthy metabolism. It helps manage sugar cravings and hunger. And it's just great overall for anything weight management. This oil is not recommended to use topically unless it is diluted because of the cinnamon, which is a hot oil. This actually also has cinnamon in it. So you do want to be careful with the oils. They all come in the packaging with recommended uses, and it will tell you if it should be diluted, if it's may cause sensitivity, or if it's okay to use what they call neat or undiluted. So lemon oil. This oil is a powerhouse. It's $10, which is the cheapest oil doTERRA has. It can naturally cleanse the body. Like I said, the detox at a cellular level, cleans surfaces, it neutralizes odors. We actually had a mouse die in our kitchen the other day. I was diffusing this and a blend called Purify that helps get rid of smells in the air, and it completely got rid of the smell after we got the mouse out, obviously. But it helped clean and purify surfaces. So I use this in a lot of my homemade cleaning products, my toilet scrub, my glass spray, my all-purpose spray. And it also can help soothe this irritated sore throat. So I like to do a drop of this, peppermint, and frankincense in honey as a cough syrup, and it works really well. I also like, I do it here a lot, but definitely in New York in the winter times, I just do a drop or two in the palm of my hands and rub all over as a non-drying hand sanitizer. And not only does it smell amazing and the smell is uplifting and energizing, but it also is going to kill all of the gross germs on your hand, but keep all the good ones. Unlike Purell, which just kills all the germs on your hand and then leaves them nice and dry. And you can see, it might be a little hard, but my hands are not oily. There's nothing left over. Okay, so Deep Blue. This is one that I rely on heavily now that I'm doing CrossFit. This is the one for sore muscles and joints. So this also comes in a rub, which is awesome. It's just like a lotion, 4 ounces. I use that more often. You can see that this does have like a child-safe cap because this does have oils in it like wintergreen and other ones that are way too powerful if you don't want kids to get their hands on them, basically. You know, you can use them on them, but it needs to be under supervision. So this one is kind of kept under lock and key. But this one is great for applying pre or post workout. If you have young kids in the house, you're always picking them up and down. That happened. I completely ruined my back doing that as a nanny. You know, if you do a lot of heavy lifting at work, or, you know, working with kids, working with, you know, heavy lifting, it's just great to have on hand to rub all over your body, rub wherever you're sore. My father-in-law uses this. He had a knee replacement a few years ago. So when he sits for a long time in a car, you know, his knee starts to ache and he just rubs this. I use it on my flights, especially long haul flights. My feet always swell. I rub Deep Blue all over it because it has oils that help with circulation. It helps take the swelling down. This is really an amazing oil with a lot of uses. It's also great in an Epsom salt bath if you're just overall really sore. Aroma Touch. This is what I call massage in a, it's basically a massage oil, but massage in a bottle. I always recommend people keeping this at their desk, especially if you sit at a desk where you're hunched over all day. All you need is a drop or two. You can see like 2 drops. Rub your hands together, and massage it in. It helps release feelings, or it helps comfort and relax. It releases feelings of tension. It enhances massage. I bring this with me, diluted in some coconut oil whenever I get a massage in Vietnam. And I swear the times I bring it, I completely pass out from relaxation, and the other times I don't. I've done it a couple times both ways. And this blend it just relaxes. It's great also on flights, any sort of travel, anytime you just feel tension. It's just great to massage into your muscles to release that tension. Okay, so Serenity. I know I mentioned that On Guard was the oil that got me into oils. Serenity is the one that I cannot live without. This is my anxiety oil. This is my sleep oil. This is just, I use it multiple times every day. So Serenity is a lavender-based blend. You can diffuse it to promote feelings of relaxation. I diffuse this with the Breathe at night for us. I haven't done it for so long. I don't know what it would be like to sleep without it. I love it. It creates a restful sleeping environment. It can lessen feelings of tension and calm emotions, and it will help decrease stress. So I actually keep a roller ball of this, but I can just do this as well, where I'll do a drop on my wrist and I rub it together. I rub it behind my ears, and then I inhale. And that's kind of just, I do that throughout the day. And whenever I'm feeling stressed, it calms me right down. I had a full-on panic attack leading up to our move last year about this time, and Serenity was the only thing. Literally, as soon as I got it and smelled it and rubbed it on my wrists and on my chest just so I could smell it, it calms me right down. For sleep, I like to apply it to my big toe. That's the reflex point for your brain. So I like to apply it because for me, sleep is very much, I'm going through everything in my head and just can't get my head to stop. So I apply it to my toe, and within 30 minutes, my eyes are closing and I'm falling asleep. Sorry, I like Zoom because we can have coffee virtually. Coffee or wine, whatever time of day it is. Okay, so the next one I'm going to mention is DigestZen. So this is great for any digestional, can't say that word, discomfort. It's a great food poisoning oil, which I've had to use a few times since moving here. But DigestZen really helps just maintain a healthy gastrointestinal tract. It also helps reduce bloating, gas, and occasional indigestion, and it helps ease feelings of queasiness. So this is one I've actually recommended to friends who are expecting to help with morning sickness. I'm not pregnant, or have been, but whenever I have motion sickness or I feel queasy, I rub it behind my ears, and then I take a whiff of it straight from the bottle. I actually I carry little samples with me all the time just for me to use when I'm traveling instead of carrying the big bottles. And I gave my DigestZen one away because there was a little girl on my flight, New York to California 2 weeks ago that, was throwing up in the bag and getting up to go to the bathroom. And I just felt so bad that was her experience on the flight. And so I gave her the DigestZen and, said, why don't you try this? And the mom said, oh, we've used other oils before, thank you so much. And it helped her. The mom came back and said, she stopped throwing up. And so yeah, it's really great with any feelings of nausea. Again, this is one you can rub straight on your stomach for any digestional discomfort. It's just great. It's also great for heartburn. Taking it internally will just immediately calm that reflux or anything that's going on with the gastrointestinal tract. Okay, and then the last one I'm going to mention is lavender, which I know I pulled up at the beginning to tell you about the potency of these oils. But lavender is great for calming irritated skin, and it's also great for sleep. So I recommend this mostly for kids for sleep. Putting it in a roller ball, again, you want to dilute. When they're really young, it's just 1 drop of this it's 1 to 6 drops, depending on where they are in that like newborn to 1-year-old. And then 10 milliliters, whatever 10 milliliters is. I think it's 2 teaspoons of coconut oil. So you want to dilute it for sleep. It's also great, like I said, for skin. So I make my own moisturizer now. It's just fractionated coconut oil with lavender to help soothe redness, frankincense for the cell regeneration to help with wrinkles, fine lines, melaleuca, which is tea tree, which is great for the cleansing properties, keeps the skin clean, and then geranium is just great for complexion. So this is also part of my after sun spray. So if I get a sunburn, I'm rubbing this all over me, but all you need is like a drop and a palm full of coconut oil, and that's enough. That's what's awesome about these, because they are so potent. It's not like you're putting 15 drops all over you. You really just need a drop or 2 at a time. So to cover my whole body, I'd probably use 5 or 6 drops. But again, really cost effective, awesome way, a lot cheaper than aloe vera when you break it down. Okay, so basically the last thing I want to point out is doTERRA does recommend this lifestyle pyramid. So, you know, you need to make sure that you're eating right, you're exercising, you're resting and managing your stress, you're reducing your toxic load, and then of course your informed healthcare and or self-care, and then your informed healthcare. So you want to use these oils to help support your body to reach your optimal level of each of those. And there is something that can help you with each of them. That's something that, you know, when you're interested in getting some oils, and I don't know if you have a list of ones you've been keeping track of, you and I will work together. The next time we're going to talk about is how to get these oils in your home. And part of what comes with starting with the oils is the ongoing education for me. And my mentor, she does a ton of classes every week. She has one tomorrow actually specifically on the On Guard blend. It's an hour class just about On Guard. But the ongoing education, just texting me, emailing me, any questions you have, I'm here to help you reach your goals in every level of that. Okay, so how do you get these oils into your home? It's really simple, actually. It's a lot like Costco. So Costco in the U.S. is a big house of retailers or wholesaler. You go in, you buy a membership for the year, you have it for the year, and you can have access to those discounts throughout the year. doTERRA is the same way. It's a $35 enrollment fee for the membership, and then you have your membership for 1 year. The coolest part about doTERRA, and where it's just like Costco, all you have to do to maintain that membership for the year is to buy one thing per year. So it's not a monthly, there's none of that, unless you want to, because there are a lot of benefits for ordering monthly and becoming a loyal customer, which I'll go into, but you just have to order one thing per year to keep that 25% discount. So when I bought my On Guard, I bought it retail because I didn't know any better. And then I went in and I bought like 5 more oils at retail because I didn't know any better. And it wasn't until like my 5th or 6th order when I was like 8 months in where I was like, I need this membership. Like I've wasted so much money buying it retail. Usually within an order or two, it pays for itself. So now I'm going to tell you about something that you're really going to want to know about. And this is where you can save even more money with doTERRA. This is our loyalty rewards program, which is kind of outlined right down here in this corner of the page that has a bunch of bundles on it. So the loyalty rewards, it's optional. You do not have to do this. But again, I don't know anyone I work with that does not do it because it's just a great way to save money and earn free products. It's basically like a frequent flyer program. So with doTERRA, it's 100 points a month, which is basically $100 depending on what you buy. The best part is I don't add a line to my budget for my doTERRA stuff. I'm just reallocating money that I already spend on cleaning products, vitamins, over-the-counter drugs, hair care, shampoo, conditioner, laundry detergent. I buy all that stuff anyways. Now I'm just being rewarded for buying it through doTERRA and I earn free things. So you see these little boxes here. It starts with 10%, 15, 20, 25, 30. So for your first 3 months of ordering 100, you are going to be earning 10% back. So for every 100 that you buy, you're getting $10 back in free products. Remember, you're already getting 25% off retail. So this is an additional 10% off. The middle squares, every 3 months, you're going to bounce up in a percentage. So when you finish your first year with doTERRA, you will then be moving into getting 30% back. So what that means, I've been doing this a long time. Every month when I order $100, I'm getting 30 points back into my account to spend on future products. So right now, I believe my account, I drained all my points when I went to the US just to buy presents and things like that for people. But even just from my one order in February, I'm already back at 60 points. And it's kind of crazy how quickly these points accrue, and you can use them to buy anything. So I've used points, I used 200 points to get all the stuff to make my homemade cleaning supplies. I didn't pay a dime to make all my homemade cleaning supplies, which is pretty awesome. Most of which I haven't even gone through because I'm so powerful and potent, I don't need to. So just remember every 10 months, so for your first 3 months, it's 10%. So 3 to 6 months, 15, 6 to 9 is 25, 9 to 12, or 20, 9 to 12 is 25. And then after that first year, you will get 30% back. Okay. And then one other thing I always like to mention, and I promise it'll be super quick, is just doTERRA's business structure. Because like I said, when I first started with doTERRA, I didn't even know I could buy it wholesale, let alone that I could turn it into a business, which I've been so blessed that this has been an opportunity for me because I can't work legally in Vietnam. This is something I can do to keep my days filled. I've created a community here in Hanoi of 13 women so far, growing every week, every month, someone else is interested. And so I'm just going to take like 2 minutes to explain this to you. So say this is me, Morgan. So if you, basically what I found, sorry, before I go into this, basically what I have found in my experience is that once you start using the oils, you start to tell people about them. So I have this awesome blend called Past Tense for headaches. So whenever I get a headache, I rub that on. So when someone else comes to me and says I have a headache, it's natural for me to say, oh, why don't you try this? doTERRA wants to reward you for that. So say this is you and you want to do 100 points and you share with 3 people who want to do 100 points a month or $100 a month. So what doTERRA is going to do is they're going to pay you a $50 bonus for sharing with those 3 people. So now if your 3 people then share with 3 people who want to do $100 or 100 points a month, you'll get a $250 bonus. That already pays for your 100 points a month and more. So that's already paying for all those household products and medicine and whatever. It takes care of it. So now if those 9 people stick to their 100 and want to share with 3 people each, you're going to get a $1,500 bonus. I don't know about you, but that's life-changing for Nick and I. It's a huge amount of money that makes a huge difference just because I'm sharing the oils with people. And it's been amazing. And basically, I just like to put that out there because you never know. Sharing comes very naturally once you start using the oils, and it's an amazing opportunity. So if you have any questions about that, there's a lot more we can talk about, but I like to just put that out there at the beginning so you know it's an opportunity because I did not. Okay, so the last thing that I will email you guys is the enrollment form. So this is just a form. It's basically the same information that you would provide online if you bought something. So if there are oils you're wanting to try, make sure you take a note of them. And what you're going to want to do is on the form, as you can see, it's just going to ask for your basic information. You'll just fill this out, take a picture and email it to me. Or we can get on the phone if you don't want to put your credit card information. doTERRA's system is just very out of date, so I don't like sending people there to try to do it on their own. It's just a lot easier for me to go in and then kind of send you the information you need from there. And basically, we'll just talk through different things. I like to do what I call a wellness consultation, really sit down, figure out what your health priorities are, and then what I can do to help you address them. So that is basically the introduction to oils class. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. I did record this, so I'm going to go ahead and put it up on my YouTube channel and share it on my Facebook page, which is doTERRA Expat Essentials. And I will go ahead and email all the handouts so you have the information and you can reference it later. So I hope you have a great evening or a great day, depending on where in the world you are. And I hope to talk to you soon. Bye.